That has got to be the biggest crap I've ever taken. Hey, Sharon. Sharon, you gotta come see this. Sharon?
What is it, Randy? Do you have any... Oh, Randy!
Will you look at that? Is that the biggest crap you've ever seen or what?
Flush the toilet for Christ's sake!
Oh, that's hot. That's hot.
There is finally a new top-tier sorcerer build in the game. From being all about frozen balls, it's now instead all about the fireballs, hitting for upwards of 10 billion per bouncing fireball, clearing all content in the game while one-shotting everything with a screen wide clear. Oh, and it's not a bugged Spiritborn build, so that's a bonus. It's of course Lurkin's hot balls, and we're here to cover the build with ease. So, how does this amazing build work then? Well, shit. It's all about the gloves of the Illuminator here. These make your fireballs bounce around on the ground and deal massive amounts of damage. It's also slightly bugged, granting more damage on the later bounces, which we absolutely love. Which is basically true for any good build in the game currently, but that's a topic for another day. This item also solves your mana, allowing you to just keep spamming the fireball button permanently. On top of that, we also have Staff of Endless Rage. Using this, we in turn dish out a bunch more fireballs each cast. This combined with the Illuminators is basically what makes this build, along with a few more uniques that are also amazing for the build. Don't worry though, they are easy to obtain, and I'll show you where you can farm them later. Other than these two items, the build is insanely easy to both play and understand. There are no weird interactions, rather all we do now is to just scale the fireballs along with granting us mobility. And in case you want to push like in this gameplay right here, then you can just slap on the Shatter key passive and you'll hit for hundreds of billions. We have some additional skills. For starters, Unstable Currents. How does this one help us? Well, shit, to deal additional damage. It's also possible to throw this in the trash when speed farming, and instead replace it for teleport. But for all other content, it provides us with attack speed along with spawning some conjurations for us, further boosting our damage. Next we have Ice Blades. Other than indirectly boosting our damage via Conjuration Mastery, it's also a big boost to our cooldown reduction, and it's also an easy source of vulnerable. The same goes for Lightning Spear, just that it doesn't provide us with cooldown reduction. It's rather a way to boost our damage via Conjuration Mastery. When it comes to the final two skills, Ice Barrier and Flame Shield, we use them mainly for the defensives they bring us, because dying sucks, unless you get your dick stuck in a rusty meat grinder. Then it's probably a treat. Anyhow, let's head for the gear and aspects, shall we, so you can get copy-pasting and start blasting. Starting us right off, Lurkin has a bunch of different variants here. So which one should you go for? Well shit, the aim is the Mythic Shroud setup. But as you can see, it will require a lot of effort to get here. And seeing as you're most likely a demented old boomer with 23 kids, 9 jobs, and a gazillion hemorrhoids, just start progressing from starter to the Mythic Shroud version. I'll focus on the endgame version and the Mythic Shroud one. Alright, so starting us right off, we go for the Concussive Strikes aspect for Big Damn, because Big Damn equals Big Dick. You obviously want the Air of Perdition though, due to the humongous amounts of damage that brings. Next we go for the Cuck Root and Slap N the Snow-Veiled aspect for damage reduction and massive schlong once you have the Shroud of False Death, because it just got a huge buff and will be used in pretty much every build. And then we get to the good stuff, Gloves of the Illuminator. These are just disgustingly strong and are a must for the build. So where can you farm these bad boys? Well, to find them, you need to rip open the beast in the ice sky and look for it there. You'll then focus on masterworking the fireballs and go from there. Next, we have the T-Bolt's Will. Mind you that all of these uniques have an extremely high drop rate, so if I see any comment complaining about uniques, I'm sending Lurkin to drop kick you in your fireballs. After that, we want ESU's Heirloom. These are just godly, granting a whopping 40% crit chance alongside a bunch of critical strike damage. Yummers. For every version of the build, you'll definitely want a Staff of Endless Rage, as this will boost your damage to the fucking moon, no doubt. When it comes to the jewelry, you want to go for aspect of 3 curses on the amulet and focus on the Devouring Blaze ranks, as this grants you a bunch of critical strike damage. Other than that though, being able to temper attack speed is just lovely for this build. Now for this ring we're using Ancient Flame. This forces you into rocking the ESU's key passive. In the Uber version, however, we use Starless Skies for the big dam and ease of mana regeneration. Either way though, you're going to grab the Talarasha ring for all the versions, as the damage it brings us is just bonkers. Well shit, that's the gear and aspects. So what runes are we supposed to use then? It depends, and you can play pretty much whatever you want when it comes to runes, but combining Pok and Mot for the damage reduction along with Tam and Oum for Big Dam are solid options. When it comes to the enchantments, we're using Frozen Balls for easy vulnerable along with Ice Blades to reduce our cooldowns with ease. Goddamn man, you still here? Good. Now drop a sub and we'll take a look at the skill tree right about fucking now. Starting us right off, we drop a massive turd on the basic skill because those sucks ass, and instead pick up fireballs along with enhanced and destructive fireballs. This seemed to be what is bugged with the illuminators, but what the hell do I know? We then pair up our fireball with a frozen ball to gain a fully fledged ball sack and gain vulnerable at the same time. Elemental dominance equals big damn, and the shields equals big cuck, but it is what it is. We then grab teleport to become fast as fuckboy, followed by grabbing some lovely conjuration skills. Ice Blades for cooldown reduction, and Lightning Spear for crowd control and conjuration mastery stacks. In the mastery skills, we only grab the fire passives for massive damage, and follow that up with a bunch of passives in the ultimate skill tree for even more damage. For maximum damage, you can also ditch teleport for unstable currents. That version is in the Mythic Shroud setup. And finally, ESU's Ferocity. We utilize this both for the damage it provides, but also due to the Ancient Flame aspect granting us a buttload of attack speed. Well shit, skill tree complete, just to make sure you're still here. Great, let's check out the Perragons now, shall we? Lurkin is the literal god of Perragon boards, and we need to treat it with our utmost respect. Move a single node, and I don't know what the hell will happen, but someone is getting their balls crushed. Either way, go for Tactician for the damage bonuses, followed by heading on over to grab Enchantment Master along with the Elementalist Glyph. After that, it's time for the Searing Heat node, which is no doubt the best one here, or actually one of the best nodes in the entire game. On top of that, we socket Destruction for a humongous damage boost, and we fuck off from there to grab Fundamental Release, which is a damn strong and mind you new legendary node. Flame Feeder is then the name of the game here, followed by heading on over to Frigid Fate, which is yet another insane legendary node, and then we finish it all off by slotting in the Unleashed Glyph. Damn nice. Alright friends, what do you say? Is it time to get hecking good, perhaps? Yeah, I think so. This is one of those builds where there isn't much to say, honestly. The only thing you don't want to do here is throw your fireballs into the wall, because then they don't bounce properly. Other than that though, all of your cooldowns should be used whenever they're up pretty much. You just spam them, followed by spamming the fireball button as hard as possible, and you're going to delete everything. It could be worth it to save Flame Shield for whenever you're in deep shit trouble, though, and only use teleport for mobility. But honestly, do whatever the hell you want. And with that, we're done for now. Thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next one.